it doesn't fit. And
You,
because I know you said something about you wanting to get a stretcher, and then I don't know if it was Greg that piped up, and he said something about, and motor oil. You don't bring up motor oil either. It's like, yeah, no kidding, right?
coming around the corner. Look at that shit. I'd say my tattoo artist is cooler than yours.
You still got the A.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, that's what I thought. It was going to show up on the Harley. It's going to be in a hot rod.
Yeah, I was running through all that in my mind.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
But nah, I just built this motor on this one here.
Did you?
Yeah, we
Is it a LS1?
yeah, it's an LS3 or third gen.
Yep, third gen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
Dirtier than hell, but
hey, they get that way, especially when you drive them.
yeah, man, that's what I built
Yeah.
this shit for, is to drive.
Yeah.
I actually had I had a motor in there that I was straight junkyarding.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was all I did was you yank the heads off, throw a cam in it, stage 3 turbo cam, because I had plans on throwing a turbo on this thing.
Yeah.
Stage 3 turbo cam, and I sent the heads off to a buddy of mine and had him deck the heads 30 thousandths.
Mm-hmm.
And these are actually the best flowing heads with the lowest compression.
Uh-huh.
So if you deck the heads, take the 30 thousandths off, now you have the best flowing with the high compression.
Right.
So them are stock GM heads. I think they're with the 832s, 862s. So
Right.
anyways, I had a spot in that old motor that moisture or water or something had set and pitted the sides.
Huh.
But my game plan was to throw it in there and throw a cheap ass turbo on there and just see what we can do.
Right, yeah.
And it never came about.
Yeah.
I just drove it.
I've heard of guys doing that and on stock motors, throwing turbos on them and getting crazy horsepower.
And that's what I was going to do.
Fucking bottom in.
Yeah. But I never done it.
Right.
I had a 400. I built the 400 turbo for this thing when I had the big block in it. Or I take it back, when I put the stroker in it. I built a 385 stroker.
Yeah.
And I put the 400 behind it on that. And then I sold the 3. I actually traded a buddy of mine out of this 468 big block for a 385 stroker. He wanted a small block, so we swapped.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the 385 was badass. I mean, I pushed this.
Sure.
I pushed this fucking truck 12 O's.
Damn.
With a 385. Yeah, radial tires. So it was moving.
Damn.
But then I put that 468 in there, and then I was bumping 11s. So.
Damn. That is crazy insane. Fucking fast.
Yeah. But the
for a stock bodied, stock frame.
Yeah, I mean I did put it's got a K member out of a square body Chevrolet. I got disc on all 4 corners,
right,
all the same calipers, all
nice.
The rotors are different because we had to use rotors out of like a Safari van or an Astro van or some shit.
What about like suspension?
The front has got short or lowered square body springs in it.
Yeah.
And the rear actually has XJ. I think it's YJ or YJ.
Jeep stuff.
Jeep stuff in it. Because it runs a trailing arm suspension.
Right. Yeah.
Now I do have a bitch about that, man. I tell you, this thing will suck down to the road and flip and go. I mean, there is,
grabs,
yeah.
and goes.
The problem of it is that suspension is so soft, you kind of get this wavy thing going when you're just driving and cruising.
As I say, when you get up in the upper
right
miles per hour.
So I don't know if I'm going to really stay with that spring combination, but I'm going to do something. I don't know what I'm going to do back there.
Right.
I love the stance of the truck. I love the way the truck exterior, you know, I just,
oh yeah, that's good.
you know, I thought about,
That's good. Yeah.
and
I like that.
I've had 20s on this thing, trying them out, and it's like, no, dude, it's just old school 15-inch Kragers.
Right, you bet. Hell yes.
You know,
yeah.
it just,
yeah, I like it.
but now I wanted, my son put a 4L60 in his 4.8, and when he did that, I test drove it with him, and I thought, holy, I need one of these.
Made a difference?
Oh yeah. I mean, because we're running 373s,
right?
And with that 400, I'm screaming down the road 2,800 RPM, 65.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm like, man, I really don't like that. I want to be able to cruise a long distance and do what I do, you know. And Josh Prince just built a turboed, like an 86 millimeter, 83 millimeter, something like that, turboed 6.0, and he needed a transmission to hold up. Well, I built that 400. It's got all good shit in it. And I said, well, I'll swap you, because he had that 4L60. So that's what I did. I swapped.
Yeah.
And then on a test run with the transmission, I just got it in. I was test driving it, spun a goddamn rod bearing in that motor.
Oh man.
So then I went and got a short block, a fresh short block, and then I went through the entire thing, you know. Yeah. And everybody's got horror stories about throwing them fucking cam bearings in these LS's and stuff. And I called up a couple of buddies of mine that run machine shops, and they say, man, Loctite them in there. You Loctite them, they won't have a problem. So I green Loctite every one of them bearings in there, and I carry 50 pounds of pressure, and
nice.
I haven't broke one loose yet. But now there's only probably only got about 1,500 miles on it. Right. I had the old engine dynoed. I had the whole thing dynoed and tuned. It was pulling out 333 horsepower to a wheel.
Where did you have it?
Ben Freeman, you know, Ben Tunes. He's known to be safe on his tunes, and I'm all right with that, because I'm you know, I'm past the stage of trying to tear up everything I own.
Right. Yeah, me too.
So
yeah, I get it. I know.
So I was like, I'm all right with Ben doing that, you know. And I mean, yeah, I probably could have had somebody else squeeze some more power out of it, but then I went and we ran dyno. I ran my dyno class this last 2 weeks, and we went ahead.
You've got a dyno class? That's cool. Nice.
So we went ahead and threw this on there. I went into a wheel hop at 368, and I was in the middle of my run.
Damn. Shit. For the students, like, oh,
yeah,
fuck.
I thought I broke something. You know, I felt something go, and I let out, and I immediately looked over to the two guys that was running the computer and the software shit. I looked over there, and their eyeballs are huge. Man, like, shit, I got something laying on the floor, so I kicked something out, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I just went into a wheel hop. So
shakes all the dust and debris off the frame.
Yeah. But no, man, it's the only thing I really want to do left to it is I need to switch out I need to put a new gear set in the ass. Right. I need to put a true posi in it, or limited slip, or I probably ought to put a true posi in it, but because it's got the old Lincoln Locker welder when I was, you know, way younger. Right. And I wanted to go fast and spin both wheels. And
so you had a 373, or you got a 373. You was running 2,800 RPM with the 400.
Yep.
But now that you got the 4L,
I'm running at 2,000 at 70. I was
going to say about 1,750.
2,000 at 70.
Because I just put a 373 in my vet, brand new, rebuilt, but it's got a 6-speed. So, and I was going off my truck, You know, I'd run it at 70, cruise control, RPMs about 1750, somewhere in there, 1800. I thought that's where I want to be. So I got on the, I don't know, I think it's Richmond Gear. I got a calculator.
Yeah.
Tire height, the
Yeah,
gear,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So
That's the same one I use, is the calculator, at Richmond calculator.
So I end up with the, as I looked at 411s, I thought, man, that might be a little low. Because I want a daily, pretty much. I want to get in and just go wherever.
Yeah.
Especially retirement, you know. I got vintage heat and air in there, so it's like, I want something, but it does have a stupid stage 3 fucking cam, which, man, when I looked at motors, I was telling my son, Ryder's like, dude, I just want a stock fucking LS1 or a 6. And he's like, nah, man, get one with the cam, they sound so good. I'm like, oh, I know they sound fucking great, but when I get to retirement, I just want to get in it, turn the AC on, and fucking go. Looks good, modern shit.
Yeah.
But no, we had to go with this fucking stupid stage 3 thing, and it's like, fuck.
Well, this has got a stage 3 in it, and it runs. Like I said, I had a safe, or Ben put a tune on it, so it's a safe tune.
Right.
I have zero complaints with it. In fact, I didn't like it at first because it was a turbo cam and I didn't have a turbo. So it's made to be spooled up, right? Well, with the 385 in there and that 468 in there, I touched the throttle, dude, and I was all over the place because I couldn't keep it on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, with this turbo cam, it ends up playing in my favor because I hit the gas and it gives me just enough of that little bit of a lag that it squats and goes. I don't. I mean, yeah, I will break loose, but it's not nothing like them other two.
Well, I talked to some old boy in North Dakota that builds LS swapped vets, and I was telling him what I've got. He's like, man, and I've been on talk forums and reading all these nightmares about the trunnions.
Yeah.
And the bearings and shit. And they're like, dude, you want to fucking get rid of those needle bearings and upgrade to the bushing. And
yeah.
I don't know. Did you on yours?
Nope.
Mine's not either.
Everybody does it, but I haven't. You know, this is the way I look at it, man. These things they've been going a long time.
Right, exactly.
You know,
yeah.
But they're not. I guess they are kind of expensive for that little upgrade, but you know, it's just when you're adding everything together. I've thought about changing them out, but I haven't done it. I haven't pulled the trigger.
Right, mine aren't changed either, and it's like, oh fuck. Yeah.
This is this thing out here. I hate this goddamn hose, but I haven't figured out something better. That's a Tahoe.
So yeah, I don't know what you'd be able to do on that.
When I ran electric fans, I hit it. I ran it underneath. But I went back to a clutch fan because I didn't like the way the clutch fans seem to work great for me. Now they say Rob like 30 horsepower though once you get up on that.
I'll bet. Yeah.
I had thought about yanking that off for one run just to see if it.
Right.
But no, that's it, man.
On mine, I was on talk forums looking to see what you guys are doing with hoses. I got a DeWitt LS swap C3 radiator designed, you know, for that car, for that motor. And then as far as hoses, guys are saying, well, I got a Napa part number this for my top, a Napa part number this for my bottom. But then I cut them in half and I bought aluminum tubing so you can clock them however you want. And so that's what I did. Then I bought shrink tubing designed for radiator hoses, and I shrink tubed that aluminum pipe in there, and then I steel braided wrapped so it covered the whole thing, you know what I mean? So that's what I got on mine. So
are you talking about that Gates shrink?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's badass, but it's pretty expensive. You're talking about the Gates connections?
Yeah.
Where you heat shrink them up?
Yeah, that's what I got on.
Yeah, that's badass.
Underneath my stainless.
Of course, it sucks if you got to get in it.
Oh yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah.
I've had to get in it because I bought some aluminum tubing off Amazon, the size of my hoses, put it in there, got it all put together. Then I went to work talking to Hal Daniels, he's the collision instructor, and he's like, did the tubing have barbs on the end? I was like, no, and he's like, man, I don't know. And I was like, fuck, you're right. Yeah, that's probably a fucking bad plan. So I got to doing some stupid fucking talk forums, the guy just saying, mine's been okay, and guys are saying, mine fucking pulled apart, and I'm like, fuck it. I cut them open and bought new tubing and redid it with barbs on it, you know, just a little bit more grip. But
should have hollered at me. I got a beater. I can put them fucking ribs in.
Well, that's what Hal was saying too, something about.
Yeah, I could do that.
I didn't know if you could. I didn't know if that was a deal or not. But
bring me up, motherfucker. Let's talk about your ride, man. What do you got here?
So this come out of Southern Arkansas. I bought it, I don't know, March of last year. I done some work to it. I put new headlights in it, the bigger style headlights, and I bought some yellow, just Amazon vinyl tint, give them that old school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I painted the wheels. Buddy of mine, Daryl Becker, has 66 tattoos. Like, no man, don't paint them fucking wheels. Leave them shitty black and fucking flaking. And I was like, I don't know. So then I cleaned up. I polished all this. I painted the Mr. Gasket. I painted in here. I painted the valve covers. Polished them up. Took the headers over to my buddy and Joplin Rick at Performance Powder Coating. Had him ceramic coat those. Put the Harley primary chain on the cow.
Staying true to your roots,
That's
baby.
right, yeah.
Love the motor mount. Look at that son of a bitch.
Oh man, that's crazy. Of course, painted on it a little bit.
Oh yeah, it looks good.
Put a skull on the shifter. Oh, I put a Schrader valve in. I was telling my son, I was like, man, I'll tell you what. If we ever go to a show and the motor or the air pump goes down, we're in trouble because we're on the ground. You know what I mean? So I put a manual air up in it, then I put a gauge on it, tinted the windows red. Just kind of, I don't know.
Put your little flair
Make it my own, yeah. But of course, I've showed you the paint job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I call it my company vehicle.
Yeah, man. Looks good. The only thing to make that cooler back there is you get the right tag for it. What's this tagged as?
It's tagged as a 1930 Model A.
Get a 30 tag on it.
How do you?
Oh yeah, look at this.
So, what do you do?
Every one of our antiques,
Yeah.
all have proper year tags.
Where do you get your tag?
You got to hunt them.
So you got to go, yeah.
But now that I know
Marketplace
you
or
don't
Swap
have
Meet.
one, when I'm at these fucking places,
30. It's a 30. Yep. So it's year correct.
Yeah, that's a 66 tag.
Cool.
Yep. Every one of my tags.
Okay.
And then my personal
And you
ones,
even got Crawford County on it.
every one of my personal tags, the ones that are actually on my name, all have Crawford County tags on them. My 48 took me about almost a full year to find that tag for my 48.
You know how hard it's going to be to find a Cherokee County 30?
I wouldn't worry about them on a 30. Anything.
They don't go by county in them early years?
Well, they do, but they go by county numbers.
Huh.
So I don't know what the designation number is for Cherokee,
Right. Yeah.
but for Crawford County, it's number 4.
Huh.
So my 48 says number 4, or it says 4 dash then the numbers.
Right.
But like Dad's 31, I found that in Carthage at that Maple Leaf at the swap meet.
I'll be damned.
And I had to give like,
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah. Those,
I think I
you don't
gave
find
like
those every day. You know?
I think I gave like $30 for that
and
thing.
that, to me, that's cheap.
And it was nasty, dude. I mean, it wasn't
It was the color of that car. It was just fucking covered in rust.
yeah.
And you had to like clean it and.
I had a buddy of mine blast it for me.
Yeah.
Walnut hole it, and I redid it.
Nice.
Now that's a big no-no.
Oh, is it?
You're not supposed to touch it.
Manipulating the tag, yeah.
But
Right.
I'm pretty good at that patina shit.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I painted that thing up, made it look the part,
Yeah,
and
right.
nobody knows that shit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
if I didn't tell you that it was that way, you
Right.
wouldn't know it.
Especially those gals at the counter over the, doing the paperwork. and
Yeah, I mean, they stick a magnet on there to make sure it's steel
shit. Yep.
because they got repops that are aluminum, none are no go.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta have a steel one.
Right.
But anyways, you can find them 30
Yeah,
tags.
I need to do some research then.
Yeah, and then now here's the shit deal. Kansas will give us them white tags, right?
Yep.
And it's I can't remember, $45 or something like that for that tag.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like my dad just bought that 50. So he's got Tasha ordered a tag for him. It's not a Crawford County tag. It just says 54 dash. So it's the 54th county. I don't know what county that is, but
Uh-huh.
anyways, he's going to take that up there to get tagged, they're going to charge him for that white tag, and then charge him again another 45 to put that old tag on it.
Yeah.
That's a shit deal about it.
Right.
They charge us for that white tag no matter what.
Huh.
So it costs us $90 to tag our.
Yeah.
For the tags.
Right.
But it's just like that. What's it? $16 a year or some shit like that. I don't know about Cherokee, but in Crawford County it's like $16 a year.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I forget what Cherokee is.
But yeah, all of mine are that. All of them have. We don't have an antique one that's got a white tag on it.
I didn't know that was even an option.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Go to car shows, pay attention to them. A lot, especially if you're in Kansas. But Missouri, I mean, as far as I know, every state does that.
Yeah, I've got to check into it.
But and the cool thing about a 30 is a 30 tag. A 30 tag is skinny and long.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, kind of like them old foreign tags.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
And see, Dad's is green with white.
Yeah.
Is the year you gotta? Okay. They gotta be proper. They can't be painted on.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah, so I need to do some research then.
Heck yeah. So the top actually will keep you from getting completely soaked.
This?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it snaps on. Some of the snaps are, you know, they're kind of fucked, but yeah, it will snap on. But it's like a fucking parachute when you get on the road. You know, it just puts a pressure on the buttons. And,
I don't know if I've ever been in a convertible that doesn't, even brand new, you know?
Exactly. I'm wanting to take and get a bead roller, and I want to do the bead roll panels, the nice. And I've been rabbit hole down YouTube videos, and I'm watching them put them brass inserts.
Oh,
and
dude.
Rivets and,
yeah, you've been watching Jap hands and shit. Yeah.
I'm like, man, he makes it look so easy. I'm
Jet
like,
dude is talented, man.
yeah, how fucking cool that would be to have all that done. But the other thing is, when I started doing it, does it ripple? Does it like shrink your metal?
It does.
And then it doesn't fit.
Because
I know you said something about you want to get a stretcher or something.
I got shrinkers, stretchers. The only thing, my next tool to get that I don't have is a English wheel.
Yeah. Right.
That's the only one that I don't have that I really would like to have.
Right.
For that part of it.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting ready to build building my own plasma table, CNC plasma table.
Cool. It's nice to have.
I want to be able to build my own. I want to cut out my own brackets.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Make them clean.
Right.
You know, I'm so I spend so much time being anal. Sometimes it pisses me off
I know.
because I'm so
That's why my car's still down, because I'm so fucking picky about.
Yeah.
Down to like a wire loom, how it hangs on the firewall, just stupid.
Yeah.
And I was telling my son, I was like, it's not going to be a show car. I don't know why I'm being so stupid about it. I mean, I might take it to a show occasionally, but it's not going to be the show car. You know what I mean? I'm going to drive it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I like going to these shows because I like I'm not there for trophies. I don't give two fucks about a $10 trophy.
Right.
But I like talking to dudes and networking and seeing different things.
How's this work for you?
Yeah,
exactly.
It's the camaraderie of hot rodding with me.
Yeah.
You know, I just,
yeah.
You know, if you're that dude that wants to go out there and try to get the coolest trophy, man, more power to you.
Right,
but,
yeah, no.
You know, we probably don't have much in common to talk about anyways.
Right, exactly. Yeah, those guys have got like $80,000 rat rods, you know what I mean? Like welder up guys.
Yeah, and I don't knock anybody's flavor.
Right,
Whatever they want to do, dude. Some people like, and sometimes I look at a car as like, wow. But I never say something negative about it because it's somebody's flavor.
Exactly.
I don't give a
Right, yeah, I'm the same
That's
way.
what makes this world cool.
That's like my dad. He had a Ford Falcon, and I think it was a 4-speed car. But anyway, he was all about taking it to some shows. I'm like, I just wasn't into it. You know, it's a Ford Falcon. It's not my cup of tea. But that's what he liked, you know. And he's an old Ford guy. But anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's.
And he had an old Model T. He had like early mid-20s Model T, all factory, then wooden wheels and the cloth top, and yeah, it was just. It's not my deal. I mean, it's like, it'd be a lot cooler if you fucking cut it up, you know. And he's like, oh hell no, you know.
Yeah, I'm not much into stock, and I'm not much into keeping stuff original.
Yep, I'm saying.
You know, I kind of started. I thought I was going to go down that route with the 48.
Yeah.
But I don't, dude. I want that fucking thing to run inches off of the ground going down the highway.
Exactly.
I want it to look like it's hovering.
Yeah.
Like a Hot Wheel toy.
Exactly.
You know, that's what it's like this.
Right.
You know, this is a fucking Hot Wheel.
Yeah, it is a Hot Wheel. That's what I told my son. I was like, man, it's very efficient at turning fuel into noise, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know?
These fucking A's suck to drive.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, you know.
Can't see shit out of
Yeah.
it. It's fucking banging and squeaking.
I'm like this, you know.
Me too. I'm sitting on my tailbone trying to see out.
It's super loud. Don't get me wrong though, I can't drive mine, it's actually Dad's. I can't drive Dad's without like smiling.
Oh,
you can't drive these things without smiling.
Yeah.
I don't drive that without
picking,
smiling.
Don't be picking your nose when you're driving either, because everyone's looking.
Yeah. Yeah, the amount of thumbs ups and shit you get, and the waves you get, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's the way it was whenever we
I don't give a shit about that one or something else.
Whenever we was hauling, we was hauling this thing home from Arkansas, and we got, like you said,
some of this fucking shit
down the highway. The guys were like, "Yeah," I was like, "Oh shit, it's cool. Yeah, I just got it." You know. I know I went for a ride in it. Your boy Hattie said, "Well, let's go for a ride, and then I'll let you drive it." And so I jumped in it. And I think I don't know if it's called an Indy car or whatever, but it's got the exterior arm out here.
Yeah,
that's what I really wanted.
Yeah, no,
I've seen with a pipe wrench, you know, for linkage and
yeah. Problem with them is they kind of have, you got to watch them for bump steer, but they look cooler than hell. Now I was looking at a couple down there in Dewey, and their steering box was actually on the steering column.
I've seen those,
and it shot out.
Right. Yep.
And it was some type of. It looked like a super expensive part.
Yep.
Jason's building a 29, and he took pictures of that and was. I haven't talked to him about that since.
Right.
To see if he's figured out how much that bad boy's going to run.
Yeah. I know. I looked at it. Been looking at it for years and years, but I was kind of wanting the one that had the, you know, like the primered body, the black primered body, and I got to talking to Ryder about this one after we went down there and looked at it and got it, and I was like, dude, I think we ought to like Bondo those holes and patch panel the bottom. He was like, fuck no, leave it just like that. Fucking bullet holes would rust it out. Yeah. Because that gives it more personality. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's leave it.
Let's leave what you got right here, this is the, I think it's the piece.
Yeah.
So what are the valves? Is that your air valve?
Oh, that's the bags. Yep, up and down. Hell, that's my old. My dad bought that.
God damn, this is a 3-pedal.
Yeah, it's a 5-speed.
T5 in that?
It's an NV 3500 of a 92 Silverado. 350 NV 3500 5-speed with an 88 Ford Turbo Coupe independent rear suspension. Yeah, look at those A-arms. It's all. I know when it was on Marketplace, you look in the backside here, you see what better. When it was on Marketplace, I kept looking, I'm like, what the fuck kind of rear end is that?
So what is it out of?
88 Ford Turbo Coupe Thunderbird.
No shit.
But I done some research on it, and in those years, there was an option. You could have got drums or discs, and this is the drum, so it's the shittier one of the two, but it's like whatever. And then of course you've seen these.
Yeah, Cadillac.
They're knockoffs. I mean, it's like, oh, 59 Cadillac, you know.
Everybody and their brother wants to put them on every custom thing they got.
Right. I've been seeing the fuck out of them. After I got this, I kept seeing it. Dude, I wish you'd shut down. Put a rear view mirror in this thing, and that didn't do worth a damn.
No, all they do is vibrate.
Man, so I'm gonna get a camera. I'm gonna put a backup camera in it, and have the camera turn on as we go with ignition power.
That's what Dad wants to do to his.
Is he?
Because you can't see nothing out of them.
I can't see if there's a cop behind me. Nothing. So I don't have I don't have any brake lights or turn signals.
So Mike and I decided it was time to head into that tattoo shop and deal with this old jammer. He's gonna hammer down on that old ditch and put down the old hooker logo, baby.
Look at the size of that son of a gun. What is the size of that needle, man? 27.
Well, see what time it is. 2 o'clock, 2:30. I've been here for a while. Tattoo looks badass. It's hot out here, but it ain't raining, so I ain't bitching. We're gonna get to the house, see what we can do, what kind of chaotic stuff we can do there. Let's enjoy the cruise home. Yeah. So there you go, man. We just got back from the old Field of Steel tattoo. Had good conversation with my good old buddy Mike Mathis. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys are looking for tattoos, that dude is pretty on point. You know, he's been working on me for quite a while. So until next time, like and subscribe, and deuces.